Tim, do you have a hall pass?
No, I'm not sure what that is, but whatever it is, I don't have it.
It's an agreement between you and your wife. Like, for me, my hall pass is Angelina Jolie, meaning if I just happen to stumble into Angelina Jolie one night, okay, my wife would be okay. She would not leave me. She'd be totally fine with me spending a nice evening with Angelina Jolie.
In theory.
In theory, yes. It's an agreement that we have. So I'm just wondering, do you have a similar type agreement, or?
No, and that is so preposterous that even the thought of that it would just make my wife laugh out loud instead of giving me a hall pass. So
you don't have you don't have a celebrity crush. You can't go to your wife after this and say, "How about?" Do you have a celebrity crush that might open a conversation with your wife that she would then reject?
Well, I love Jennifer Aniston. Who doesn't? But no, there's no that discussion would never take place.
All right, very good. Does Jay Glazer look like your hometown friend who grew up to be the local bookie that you owe money, and after he threatens your life, he asks you how your mom is doing? That's a good one. That is a good one. The one that made me laugh out loud when I was reading it was this one. Does Alex Ovechkin look like the tough henchman about to deliver the fatal blow, only to look down and realize that during their fight, Bond tied his ankle to the payload that is now falling out of the back of the cargo plane? That is a good one, man. That was Ovechkin's whole career before this drunken rampage he's gone on recently. Aaron, you're on with Tim Kurkjian. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, Tom. I had a question. Nick Markakis has a real shot at 3,000 hits, but he's never been an All-Star, at least for now, and has never received an MVP vote. If he reaches 3,000 hits, is he a Hall of Famer?
That's a good question. Markakis is not a Hall of Famer.
Compiler.
Tim, Markakis can't be a Hall of Famer.
Well, he's not a Hall of Famer now, certainly. If he doesn't make an All-Star team or finish in the top 10 of the MVP voting, as I've reported, he can't make it to the Hall of Fame without more hardware than 3,000 hits. He's still got over 800 to go. So I would say no, but I don't want to be corny about this. He's a good player. He's a great teammate. He's really helping the Braves. And Juan Pierre is the only guy in the All-Star era with more career hits to not make the All-Star team than the 2,100 that Markakis has.
He's going to make an All-Star team this year, probably, Tim.
No, but it's not. But the 3,000 hits is going to be diluted if it's Markakis doing it, and I don't even mean it as an insult, Tim. Like I think that would be the place. There's never been a guy with 3,000 hits who hasn't made it, correct?
Yes. And Craig Biggio took several times to make it to the Hall of Fame, and he had certainly more hardware than Nick Markakis does.
Anthony, you're on with Tim Kurkjian. Go ahead.
Hey, Tom, question for you. Who do you think will get in the Hall of Fame first, Barry Bonds or Pete Rose? Thank you.
I think Barry Bonds will get in first. I think there's a slow softening among the voters. And I think with the younger set of voters who don't even remember Barry Bonds and who don't care about that era quite as much as some hardliners, I think Bonds gets in before Rose. It's going to take a benevolent commissioner who looks at things differently to come in and change all the rules on Pete Rose, and I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
Does Steve Kerr look like the CEO who has pictures of himself in his office skydiving and accomplishing other daredevil feats?
Wow, what a tomcat.
Does Barry Melrose look like the security guard at the strip clubs who ask you to take your hat off? That's a good one. I can't imagine Tim in a strip club. Have you ever even been in a strip club, Tim?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Timmy!
It's like I was in my 20s, so it's been close to 40 years. And I leaned back in my chair a little too far once that I fell on the floor and made this tremendous sound. Oh, it was just awful. It was so bad.
Did Barry Melrose kick you out?
He told me to take my hat off.
What happened? Wait a minute. Why did you fall down? You were leaning back on the
Nothing.
floor. Why? Because what happened? The lap dance? She was a lot bigger than you? What happened?
No, it wasn't that close. There was no lap dancing. I was just with a bunch of stupid friends of mine, and we drank too much, and I was in my 20s, and I was young and stupid and single. So there.
So you had 18 ounces of beer?
That was enough.
Was there an occasion, or you just showed up to the strip club? Like,
There had to be an occasion.
It was an occasion. We all went. I didn't go by myself and fall off a chair by myself. That would be 100 times worse.
Charles, you're on with Tim Kurkjian. Go ahead, Charles.
Hey, Tim, I just wanted to know if you think it's sacrilegious to use Reese's peanut butter cups while making s'mores instead of Hershey bars. Hail Pablo.
I'm okay with Reese's. It's not sacrilegious, and I eat everything, and I like everything, and the whole marshmallow thing, I just don't get it. It's just not there for me. I like s'mores. They're not great, though, because I don't think marshmallows are great, and I like everything.
Austin, you're on with Kurkjian. Go ahead, Austin.
Hey, Tom, I was just wondering if someone that you're sitting next to sneezes 3 or 4 times in a row, how many times should you say bless you?
Excellent question.
I say it every time unless it's like a Gatling gun, like 50 at a time. You can't just do it. You just wait till it's over. It's sneezing fit. You wait till they're all over. But if there's a sneeze and then a few seconds and then another sneeze, then I'll say God bless you each time.
it's such a great point. The spacing is very important.
Well, I want to ask Tim Kurkjian what he imagines a Gatling gun of sneezes to sound like. I'd like him to recreate. I mean, first of all, the Gatling gun reference is an excellent one.